Hello, and thank you for tuning in once again. I am the Pied Piper, and as always, this is a Rob G production. Today, I'd like to do another video review for you guys. It is another Android TV box. It is the tronsmart Vega S89. This just so happens to be the Vega S89-H, which, through the CPU, it hardware decodes Dolby Digital and DTS sound. Now, to start off with, this box is very nice. It came fully working, meaning that the software was pretty solid. There's a guy over at FreakTab that makes custom ROMs for it off of the stock ROMs from B-Link or the tronsmart people. His name is Bob, and he does the finless ROMs over at FreakTab. I'm going to leave links and everything else. Please don't private message Bob for any information. Read his posts, ask other people on the forum for help. He is not a friendly guy. Trust me. Not a friendly guy. Okay, so here's the box itself. tronsmart S89-H. As you can see, it's got two USB ports, a power plug, a AV out, a Ethernet plug, HDMI out, a fiber optic out, a micro SD port, and an OTG. Now, with the finless ROM, the 1.6 finless ROM, everything is rock solid. I'll do a video out in my living room here in a second to show you how some of that works. Now, I had a G-Box MX2, which was a dual-core ARM logic, and it had 1 gig of RAM, and it had the Mali 400. If you saw that review, you'll know what I'm talking about. This box blows that out of the water right now. This has a Cortex A9 quad-core ARM logic S802 CPU, up to 2 gigahertz. So it's quad-core compared to the MX2's dual-core. Also, this has the Mali 450 graphics, which is a new 8-core. So you got 4 cores for your CPU, you've got 8 cores for your graphics. Now, I've had a tablet that's had Mali 400 graphics, and I also had the G-Box MX2 that had Mali 400 graphics. I like a game called Asphalt 7. So recently they came out with Asphalt 8. But Asphalt 7 on my tablet, even though it was quad-core and had the Mali 400, it would not play it. The graphics just, it wouldn't keep up. It was glitchy, it dropped frames, you know, a little bit of screen tearing. It wasn't very good. Now, this box will play that flawlessly. Flawlessly in the sense that you still have to use a mouse with it and use it for the steering wheel, and it's not too fun. But now there's also Bluetooth game controllers that you can get and that you can buy from Geek Buying over there at Geek Buying, and it's the G910 or something like that. I'll put a link down there for you. But you're supposed to be able to link that together and use it to play games. Now, XBMC. As XBMC is concerned, this box is flawless in that sense. It doesn't use up all the CPU. It uses about half of the RAM at a time, and the awesome thing about the XBMC that comes on this box is that it will decode, or will software decode or hardware decode 4K video and 1080p high bitrate Blu-ray ISOs. So with the new Gotham and that, you can literally watch a full Blu-ray ISO 1.1 backup. You may have to shut off subtitles, you may have to enable subtitles, you know, but it will play the high bitrate stuff. Now, the MX2 I had would not do that. Anytime you played anything that outdid the RAM or overdid the CPU a little bit, you'd get artifacts in the screen. And as an example, Wreck-It Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph, full Blu-ray, about during the part where he goes into the other game and he's fighting all the bugs. When all those bugs are flying around and the swarms just breaks down the video altogether. It was absolutely horrible. But this will do that. I tested that movie and everything else. Now, you do have Dolby Digital and you got DTS sound. The only problem that I've experienced with this box is because it has the hardware decoding in it for the Dolby Digital and DTS, the DTS HD and the Dolby True HD won't play through XBMC for me. The S89H version will not. I believe the Elite version or the High version will. That absolutely pushes the audio into XBMC. XBMC pushes it right to your surround sound. Lets it decide how it uses it. So, why don't we run over to the TV real quick and we take a quick look and I'll show you a few things. All right, so this here is the GUI, the custom GUI that they made for this. Looks kind of like Windows 8. It's really cool. Right there I got XBMC, but first off I want to go into the settings here. You've got your network, Wi-Fi, Ethernet, as always. You know, you got all these selections that you can do. Turn digital on, switches to HDMI pass-through, no big deal. Now, if you take a look at that right there, if you can see it, if it's zoomed in enough, it's spoofed as a Nexus 10. This is not a Nexus 10, it's the tronsmart vega s89-H. But Bob over at FreakTab, he made a finless 1.6 ROM and he spoofed it as a Nexus 10 so that all of your downloads that you get from Google Play thinks it's a Nexus 10, and almost all the apps are compatible with that. Now, the build number is 104K4 finless 1.6. That is the finless, the finless ROM. The kernel is a 1080p kernel, true 1080p kernel. I do not have a 4K TV. I am not able to show you 4K. Real fast, I'll show you the storage there. Internal storage is 10 gigabyte free, 3.5 gigabyte used. I have a few games installed that I will show you here in just a second. I want to come down here to About Media Box. Yep, that is the same thing. Never mind, ladies and gentlemen. So, alright, before we get into the gaming real quick, let me show you XBMC real fast. Basically, this up here, and you're not going to be able to see that. Yeah. I better go shut that off, actually. Let me come down here to System Info. Now, Super User, this is fully rooted with that. Now look, here's the CPU, and there's the memory used. I know you can see that. Up here, you've got your free memory, you've got your IP address, screen resolution, full screen, 1920 by 1080 at 60 hertz, 30 frames per second. Alright, now let me back out of this, head back over. Let me show you a full Blu-ray ISO playback. I will jump in here to one of my films here, one of my hard drives connected to my computer. And let me show you a quick trailer here. Alright. We'll just do Brave real quick. Now, with the ISOs inside of XBMC, it does take a little bit longer to load. I'm not sure why that is, except that it's an ISO and possibly it has to auto-mount somehow inside of XBMC. Not quite sure. But here we go. Now, it says show Blu-ray menus. The only movie I got to actually play with the menu was Superman, the Man of Steel. It wasn't perfect either. So, okay, here we go. This is Dolby True HD. Blu-ray ISO. Now, if you see it says Dolby True HD, on my receiver it says PCM. I'm not sure why, except for the S89-H's decoder chip. You know, it's got hardware decoding for those formats. Let me skip it ahead once.
Some see our destiny.
Yeah, and all that was worthless. 1080. All right. Now let me hop over here and I'll exit out of XBMC. Like I said, that's really the only issue I've ever had with this box so far, is I couldn't get the HD audio to play. Now, inside of the Blu-ray ISOs that has Dolby True HD, it submits the sound as PCM, at least on the finless 1.6 ROM. This is something I believe that they're going to fix in the future, however, that it's not fixed at this point. Now, any ISO, Blu-ray ISO that has DTS HD, now that will decode the core 5.1 DTS track out of it. So that will work. Now, I'm going to show you a few games here. First of all, I cannot steer this game. So bear with me. I do not have a controller or nothing. But this is Need for Speed Most Wanted on the S89-H. As soon as we get her going here. Oh. Here we go. But overall, it's a nice box. I have to say I would go with a custom ROM, the Finless 1.6 for now. There will be more available shortly. And it's very easy to flash. All you have to do is take a thumb drive, format it to FAT32, and unzip the zip file that you download from FreakTab onto it. Plug it in, go to Settings, go to Update, and follow the directions. And bam, it's good to go. I can't steer, folks. Yeah, not able to steer. But the frame rate's real nice. See, the mouse can't click on nothing. What I end up having to do is I have to go back to the home screen. But if I had the G910 game controller, I believe I could play that without issue. Now let me show you another game here. This one you can play with an air mouse. This one is 6 guns. Let me show you the frame rate on this. And this is a pretty good high caliber game as well. Real open-ended and fun to play, but it's got real nice graphics. So here we go. What I would do, I would use this box mainly for XBMC and for some Super Nintendo game, you know, Sega Genesis games, stuff like that, with an emulator and a few, and a good controller. I think you'll be good to go.
Oh, hello. Nice gun you got there.
All right, I don't know what. Yeah, the horse. This is 6 guns playing. As you can see, the frame rate and the gameplay is nice. If I had a game controller, boy, I would really enjoy playing this game. So there you are. There's just a few little things there to show you that the gameplay is nice. You know, I don't have a game controller. I'd show you an emulator and stuff like that. Now, let's head back over to the computer, and I'll finish up with some final thoughts. Well, I just wanted to give you some more, you know, some afterthoughts here on the whole situation. But in general, the tronsmart Vega S89-H, it's a win. It's more stable, more solid for XBMC than the MX2 ever was. I've had this on for 10 days now straight. I rebooted it twice. It never rebooted on its own. It never overheated on me. What else? XBMC crashed like twice, which it does now and again. But that is awesome for one of these boxes. It's got full super root access. It's got Android 4.42. And they're hard at work on this box. You know, I advertised for the MX2 and they kind of fell down on the job just a little bit on, you know, updates and keeping things fresh. These guys, it seems like within every 2 weeks, they've got a new firmware coming out to check out, to fix things or what have you. Like I said, the only negative I find with the box itself is that Dolby True HD outputs as PCM audio. Receiver does not pick it up as multi-channel PCM. So there's no Dolby True HD. And the DTS HD, you only get DTS 5.1. It pulls the core 5.1 out of it and plays that. But if you're looking at DVD ISO playback with Dolby Digital DTS, if you're looking at ISO playback with DTS HD, full Blu-ray, high bit rate, it's phenomenal. XBMC is an awesome program to categorize or catalog all of your movies and to put picture art with them, so that you just click on the picture and it'll play the movie. Phenomenal. Everything with this so far is very good. My hat's off to you, Geek Buying. You guys are selling a very nice product here. And, you know, I can't wait until I grab me up a G910 game remote and really dive into this thing a little more. But, hey, thanks for tuning in. I hope this helped you decide a purchase in some way. And I'm the Pied Piper, and thank you. Have a good night.